Well, welcome back to Spencer FYI. We're here at the fire station and we have the new fire chief here joining us today. So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you came to be here in Spencer.
All right, well, my name is Coulson. It's just actually over 2 months now since I started as fire chief here. I just finished up almost 20 years with Dubuque Fire Department and was looking for other opportunities that were available, and Spencer became one of those opportunities, and I was fortunate enough to make it through the hiring process to get to this point and get an offer.
So how did you get involved in the fire service?
I was a little later in life. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. I actually encountered a firefighter, worked with him on another job, doing other things, and he kind of inspired me by his talk, his experience in the fire service and how he enjoyed it. Kind of inspired me to look into the career, which I did, and then I ended up putting myself through school, became a paramedic, and got hired in the community I was living in, which was Dubuque at that time.
Awesome. So 2 months in, how are things feeling so far?
Very excited. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of commitment, a lot of people here that are very devoted to their community. So it's making the job and the transition it's easier than what it could be because of their dedication and commitment to the community. It's exciting. I enjoy coming in every morning. I'm here early and I enjoy learning what Spencer is about, what it has to offer, and working side by side with the dedicated members that are here.
Awesome. Are you still looking for some firefighters? You have some openings?
Well, that's a tricky question. That is definitely something that we always look to do because it is our greatest resource is the firefighters that we have. And we're a combination department now. There is only 5 career members, 1 myself, a deputy chief, and then 3 firefighters that work 24-hour shifts. We're supplemented by additional paid on-call members, so they volunteer to be on call, to show up and supplement our resources. So to get a vehicle to roll out the door, we need and depend on the volunteers or the paid on-call members to make that happen.
Right. So if there's somebody that's interested, maybe wanted to check it out, they can just stop in and maybe talk to you a little bit about it?
They can stop in. I wish I could say I had the website memorized yet, but we have a Facebook page. There's information there. Ultimately, if you can go to our web page, visit that. It says join here. Click on that link, and that will take you through an application process that goes through our HR department and then comes to us. So we're always looking for members, always interested in hardworking, dedicated members, and we encourage that, and we support education and training once you're here. We encourage them to get through EMS training and become EMTs at a minimum, and we support that process once they do get here.
All right, awesome. So we're here, and I know it's Fire Safety Week, but we shouldn't just talk about fire safety just this week, right?
You're right. We would love to talk fire safety all year round because there's fires all year round, but they do nationally, they look at 1 week. It's usually that second week of October, so that's this week that we're in. The dedicated members here are very devoted to their fire prevention programming, and we actually started Monday of last week. Those members are getting out to the high schools or to all schools in Spencer now. They put together packets of information and fire safety stuff that are age appropriate. We're going from kindergarten all the way up into, I believe, the middle schools, and their goal is to achieve reaching about 1,600 students in these last week and this week to share fire prevention safety information with them and help them be a little more safe around the home and out in the community.
So what was the message that you're trying to get through to these kids?
Well, this year's theme, every year there's a national theme. So this year's theme is Cooking Safety Begins With You. So cooking fires or kitchen fires are still the #1 or the leading cause of structure fires that we respond to on a national level. So it's something we're just trying to bring awareness to, trying to be safe in the kitchen, have an extinguisher handy, have an adult available if you're a child cooking, be safe around the kitchen, keep yourself a safe area around your cooking surfaces. And another thing that some people tend to forget about is if you do have an event and you're just quite unsure if it's resolved or not, call us. We are here 24 hours a day. It's always good to have a second set of eyes, look at something, make sure that the fire's out. It'd be very unfortunate if you had an event, discharged an extinguisher, and maybe didn't get the whole fire out and it became something bigger. So if you have an event in the kitchen, then if you resolve it yourself, I still recommend giving us a call. We have no problem coming out. We got a lot of resources that the community provides to us, thermal imaging cameras and different techniques that we can actually make sure that that fire's out and there's nothing hidden anywhere that could cause something bigger.
That sounds good. And I know this time of the year is also, you know, if you're firing up your furnace for the first time, maybe you're going to put some things away, you know, in your house that have been out all summer.
Yeah.
What kind of things do you kind of suggest for folks in that regard?
Don't store anything around a heating appliance, your furnace, water heaters, or anything like that. They can malfunction and that can generate fires. Another one that people tend to forget about is any gas appliance has to exhaust out, and sometimes those exhaust openings get plugged up and then that gas backs up into the house. So have a carbon monoxide detector. Check all of the exterior vents around your home and make sure that they're still accessible. Maintaining a furnace is really good, and changing your furnace filters is a very good thing too. Not just for safety, but for longevity of those appliances that are not getting cheaper either. So those are some of the quick tips or tricks to be safe around this time of the year.
That's good. And I know Spencer will not allow you to burn your leaves in your yard, so, and especially for as dry as it is, you don't want to do that anyway.
Yes, and then we've had some of these windy days that end up making a small fire into a larger fire, and it gets out of control. So we are working on building our website back up to get that information there, so it's a click away. But there are burn ordinance you can look up on the city website or on our website now, and there's a lot of information. And if you ever have questions, just call. We're more than willing to share that information and help to keep the community as safe as possible.
All right, sounds good. So like you said, you're here 24 hours a day. Yes. Somebody is?
Somebody is here.
So don't be worried about calling that.
Yep, that's what we're here for. That's what the community has us here for, is to be a resource for you, help keep you safe.
Because it is Fire Safety Week, which is just because it's 1 week doesn't mean that fire safety only happens this week, right?
Right, yep. Yeah, it's fire prevention takes us a couple weeks to get it through all the kids, but yeah, we want to be safe year round with everything. So.
Exactly. So you mentioned talking about the kids, so that's kind of your big push for this couple weeks here. So what kind of things are you talking about with the kids?
We've been meeting with the kids. All the schools, topics I've been covering is smoke detectors, fire extinguishers, and things like that. So, yep.
All right. Well, tell me, smoke detectors. I suppose you probably should have a few of those in your house.
So basic information. Like to see one in every bedroom, one in every living space. If you have multiple floors, one on every floor of the house. Making sure to go down to the basement as well. A lot of people forget about that. So we want to get one down there. We have a lot of problems with dryer fires or furnace issues, things like that. So it's very helpful there.
Do you have a preference of a wired in or a battery operated? Is there a preference?
Nope, everything is tested to the same standard, so it's just kind of the money you want to spend on them. They go as easy as beeps to talking, lights, all sorts of things. Just depends on how much money you want to spend and what you want to do. So.
All right. And I know that there's some of them that are combinations of things too. Are those kind of a good one, good ones to have?
Yeah. So combination detectors. Anybody that's got gas appliances or even a wood-fired stove or wood fireplace, those can create carbon monoxide. So we can, if we get a combination detector or one of each, we can detect that too. That's that odorless, colorless gas that we don't even know is in our home. So by having that detector, that's helpful to alert us if there's a problem with that way too.
Alrighty. And your battery operated one, obviously make sure it's got good batteries in it.
Yeah, so batteries, they make them different ways now. Battery, 9-volt battery or an internal battery. So the internal battery ones that a lot of people are buying now, is kind of what I've been recommending to people lately is a 10-year seal battery. So you put it up, you test it every month, and as long as it works for your test, you're good to go for 10 years. As far as the battery ones, the replaceable batteries, we want to replace those batteries twice a year. So it used to be daylight savings time, and what I've been telling the kids now is pick a special day, a birthday, Easter, a holiday, something like that, just to make it more of a fun activity to do with their parents. So. That way we make sure it gets done the 2 times a year. So
not just when it starts chirping, right?
Yeah, that happens a lot. So
sounds good. All right, so you have your smoke detector. Should every house have a fire extinguisher?
Yeah, it's a good idea to have a fire extinguisher. Once again, just like the smoke detectors, we'd like to see at least one on each floor, We've been talking a lot to the kids about those, and what I've been kind of saying is general areas that would be similar. So maybe under the kitchen sink, if you're going to put one downstairs, if you have a bathroom, under the bathroom sink. That way we all know they're all under the sinks. Obviously the basement's a good place to have one. Who knows what we're doing down there, as well as the garage. So if we're working in either one of those areas, it's good to have one just in case.
Is there a specific kind that you should have?
Okay, so typical extinguisher you're going to want to get is just be an ABC extinguisher. That's going to cover most of your fires, and we can pick those up at just any of the hardware stores and anything like that. A lot of people like to ask if we can refill them here. We cannot, but there is services available to get those refilled. So we can, if they contact the station, we can get the information to people that way.
What if I've never used an extinguisher? Is that something I can practice? Is that something that I should do so I know what to do?
Yeah, so with the 6th grade classes, we've been doing extinguisher demonstrations. We've been going over the proper ways to use them. As they're getting older, they can be more confident in those skills. So just kind of a quick overview, we like to use the acronym PASS. So it's first the P's pull, so we pull the pin. The A is aim, so we can grab the snout and aim. The first S is squeeze, so we'll squeeze the handle, and the last S is sweep, so we want to sweep at the base of the fire. So it's a simple acronym, it's PASS. Pretty simple way to use it.
So how do I know when I should use it or shouldn't use it?
Obviously based on the size of your fire. If we have a small fire in our home, typically any type of fire, if we can get it out and get some sort of powder on that to at least slow that fire down, if not put it out, it's a good thing. If you're not confident, there's no shame in just exiting the house to get to safety and then calling 911. That's what we're there for. Whether you do use it or don't use it, it's always a good idea to call us and have us come check it out to make sure that fire didn't extend, behind the curtains or on the chair cushion or something like that. So always call us, even if you do use one. So
if folks are out there and they have questions or they have concerns, or maybe they're not sure if they have the fire smoke detectors in the right place, is that something that you guys would kind of come out and help them with?
Yeah, anybody has any questions on location, where to get stuff, fire extinguishers, they can call the station and we can either walk them through it, or we can sure come out and assist them with good locations or any other questions they may have on their home that way. So.
All right, sounds good. And don't do the 911 number to do that. You want to call the direct line, right?
Yeah, they can call us directly. So 580-7240 will get us directly here at the fire station. Obviously, if we're out on a call, we do have a message service. They can leave a message and we'll get back with them. So.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks for taking some time with us, and it sounds like you're kind of having fun with us kids this week. Yeah,
it's always a good time to get the good questions from them. It's fun to hear what they have to say. So.
They ever stump you?
No, sometimes they come up with pretty creative things, but we usually have an answer for them.
Sounds good. Well, thanks so much for all that you do, and like I said, if you have any questions or concerns, give these guys a call, and they'll come out and give you a hand.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.